And I'm live. Look at that. Okay, folks. You read it right in the title. I need your thoughts and ideas because I will show you in a minute here. I'm going to try and make it short and sweet. Okay, or oh, I can't see it, can you? Let's see if I. That little thing right there, that purple thing with the side arrow thingy, that's the Anchor app. And it's how it's the easiest way to make podcasts. So, and I was thinking of starting a podcast. And my idea for the podcast is, since I know a lot about TV shows, like what's going to happen in the next episode, and when they return, when they get canceled, when they get renewed for another season, and then I look up news articles about them to find out what happens. Since I'm good at that, I was thinking of doing a podcast on that. Yes, yes, I'm planning on doing movies once in a while, but not too often because I'm more into the TV shows. So once I get that all figured out, I'm gonna uh, 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 make a podcast. But I need your help because I need to figure out a title for my podcast. I need to figure out a fancy title. So I'm going to be mainly talking about movies and TV shows. I'm going to be mainly talking about movies and TV shows. So, well, not movies, but more TV shows. But anyways, the entertainment industry kind of. But I'm going to basically either a couple days a week or maybe sometimes every day or something. I'll make a podcast and I'll say what's going on. Like tonight is a new episode of this show, tonight, tomorrow. Then the next day I'll say tonight's a new episode of this show. And then around Halloween and Thanksgiving, TV has their uh, Halloween movies and the Christmas movies on. Well, then I'll basically talk about what movies are playing that day. So I'm going to try my best to do a podcast every single day explaining that or talking about the stuff, but I got to figure it out first. So I need your guys' help by thinking of a creative title that has to do with the movies and TV shows. I was thinking something like TV show news or TV news or something, but that doesn't sound too fancy. It's basically just talking about the TV shows. Like I just explained, renewed, canceled, when it premieres, when it stops for Christmas, when it comes back after Christmas. The shows stop for the Christmas season. So I'll be basically talking about all that. And then once in a while, me and Big Daddy might have a conversation together on there. Like for example, if we interview somebody in town, like if me and Big Daddy pick somebody to interview in town, he'll have the video format of the interview, and I'll have the podcast audio interview of it. So if you want to just listen to the interview, it'll be on my podcast. If you want to see it, it'll be on Big Daddy's YouTube channel. So that's what we were kind of thinking of doing a little bit of. So I need your help for the ideas for an idea for the title of my podcast. I'll name each episode, probably the date, that day's date and stuff, but I just need a title of my whole podcast. It's mainly going to be about TV show and movies, but there might be some extra stuff going on, like interviews with people, like talking with Danny or Big Daddy, or talking to Golden Motors, or talking to anybody. And the nice thing about this Anchor thing is that when you're live on your podcast, you can have a interview with somebody right on there, but as long as they have the Anchor app downloaded on their phone or device. They got to have it downloaded, otherwise it's not going to work. So once they have it downloaded, I think I would have to send them a link or something, and then they'll be able to connect into my podcast conversation for an interview. And once the interview is done, they leave, and then it's just me again. But yeah, and this Anchor app is free. Everything in it is free. Making your audio podcast free, and then shortly after you're done making it and it's edited and it's done being edited and everything, and then you push publish, and then a little bit, I'd say a couple minutes after you publish it, it'll be on Google, I Google Podcast. It's going to be on, or Android Podcast. It's going to be on Apple Podcasts. It's going to be on Spotify, since Spotify holds podcasts. So yeah, so within a couple minutes after you publish it, it's on a bunch of different music and listening platforms like Android and Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. Well, I just said all that, but anyways, and I also thought it was a good idea because I like to blab. I like to talk a lot and blab and blah blah blah. As you can see now, and as you can see in my older videos, I really like to blah 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 blah. Sometimes it drags on for too long, but yeah, that's my plan. So I need your help figuring out a title for my podcast, and then as I put them on, I'll probably well, yeah, as I put them on, I'll probably put a link to that day's podcast in one of my YouTube videos, because I got a couple scooter videos to post. I think one or two. I got two, maybe two. Yeah, I think I got like two scooter videos ready to go up. But yeah, so, and if you guys want to chime in on my podcast, just listen away. And if you want to get interviewed, we can figure out how to do that. And then in, have an interview and talk about yourself and all that good stuff. I'm going to try and make this not longer than 10 minutes. So I got 8 minutes, so 2 minutes left. Uh, so yeah, look up Anchor Podcasts. It's the easiest and free. Everything is free, and it's amazing. So once I figure out the title, which I need your help on, figure out some fancy sounding title that has to do with movies and television, movies and TV shows. So that's what it's mainly about. Movies. I'm blabbing again. So in conclusion, just in conclusion or summary of this live video, I need help figuring out a title, a fancy title for my Anchor podcast, for my podcast. So I need to figure out a fancy title, and then start making audio, start making podcasts, and see how well they do. It's mainly about movies and TV shows. I'll be talking about movies and TV shows, and then once in a while, maybe probably not too often, but once in a while, have interviews with people like me and Big Daddy. I already explained all that about him being doing the video format, and I'm doing the audio podcast format of the interview. I already explained that. I'm not going to explain it again. Otherwise, I'll explain it 10, 20 more times, and then you'll get bored and turn off your computer or turn off my live video. So it's just about 10 minutes. So just give me this, if you would like to, just give me some ideas for a title for my podcast. And then go from there. It's mostly gonna be about movies and TV shows and all that. So, thank you.